everyone, how we doing? Hi. I'm back. I returned. This feels weird, but I've missed it as well. Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing all right. Let me just say hi to everyone. I scroll to the top. Hiya, Icy Plays. Hiya, Sam. Welcome. Hiya, Fire Queen. Hello, Storm. 6 months subscribing. Thank you so much. 6 months? 16 months. That's 10 months more. 10 months more than 6. Storm, thank you so much. I appreciate it. There's so much support. Thank you so much. 16-month high. That means you're 2 months off the hourglass. Hourglass in 2 months, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That's so cool, my dude. Hiya, Mango. Hiya, Blue Phoenix. Welcome back. How you doing? I'm doing as well as I can be, my dude. I'm going to be honest. I'm doing as well as I can be. But it's getting better. Hiya, Clear Custard. Hiya, Sam again. Hello, Froglet. Yes, the Void Eye bot was very early in the Discord. Hiya, that YouTuber. Have I missed anyone? Oh, hi, Hawk. How you doing, my dude? Hello. Forest Trade. Tim Chatter. I can't read anymore. Hi, guys. Hello. It's 16 months. Hiya, Lazy Cat. Hello. I hope you guys are doing all right. It's been a hot minute. The time has gone by so quickly. I'm gonna be honest, because I think like the last time I was live was almost a month ago. I feel like it feels like a long time, and I appreciate you guys hanging in there for it. We are arting again. We're doing the art. You sprained your ankle? Oh no! Oof, my dude. I hope that heals soon. And you have to drive with a sprained ankle. That does not sound fun. It does not sound fun. Something like that. Something like arting. I'm sorry to hear that, Hawk. Yeah. we're doing the artage. It's been a hot minute. If you don't know what has happened from my side of things, there's a community post in the Everyone Discord about it. But long story short, I had to say goodbye to my kitty cat, Jasper, who's been with me for all my life, and it's just been a bit tricky. And I've kind of like, I've been coming back slowly, and like life continues on, and yeah, that's just the way it is. Love that cat dearly, Jasper, but yeah. That's kind of where I've been, and yeah, 07. And yeah, that's all I have to say about it. That's all I can say about it before I get too deep. I still want to keep smiling on the stream, so I will do. But yeah, just in case you were on the Discord and you were wondering what was going on, that was that. Hard to keep a happy face when you don't have your kitty to sit on your lap anymore. But that's just the way of the world. I wish we could have our pets forever, but you know, that's just the way that it is. Anyway, go hug your pet for me. Go give your pet a big hug if you can. What we're gonna do today is we are gonna do some animatic work. And I haven't been lazy. I haven't been doing nothing in the between time. We've been making some progress. We've been making some progress on the animatic frame side of things. Thank you, Shadow. I appreciate it. Shadow is such a sweetheart. I've been getting my good fill of Shadow pictures recently. Things are looking up. That's good to hear, my dude. If things are getting better, then that's what you can ask for in the moment, right? We've been doing stuff, guys. We've been doing stuff, and now that I look at this feels kind of crazy. We're coming up to having a third of the entire animatic finished. So 19 out of 65. What percentage is that? I'm going to get my calculator out. What percentage of the animatic have we 100% finished? Hi, Zim. How you doing? Thank you. I return to the land of the streaming. 65 divided by 19. That's 9. That's not 19. 65 divided by 19 equals... no, 19 divided by 60. How does this work? How does this work? Wait. How does percentage maths work? I've had a long day. I've done loads of data analysis today. Thank you, times 100. Thank you. Is that 95 divided by 16 times 100. Well, that's 500%. Zim, 23 months. We're approaching the 24th month. Zim, I'm gonna have to figure out a thing. Those were entirely the wrong numbers. 95, 65, that's why. Hold on. Isn't it 19 divided by 65 times 100? Isn't that how it is? I think. 19 divided by 65 times 100. Yes, that's it. Thank you, guys. I'm just... My brain just absolutely did nothing there. It is 29.2%. We've almost done a third of the animatic. Completely. 100% finished. And the rest of the work is like... I'd say we're about 70% of the animatic done, right? It's... Once I've done all the line art of everything, that's already 50%. That's more than 50%, I'm going to be honest. But yeah. Gonna be honest, you didn't realize that the VR Live series was an April Fool's thing. I'm getting questions of whether I'm gonna do something with that. I am not, but it was very fun, as much as it was motion sickening. I felt really motion sick with that. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch all the perspectives. We have this much progress going on, and there are some things that have a lot to do. We love that the canary curse is still broken. I don't see that one as necessarily canon. But if you do see that one as canon, if you see the April Fool's real life series as a canon series, that's got really interesting lore implications, because that means that we've had Cleo and Martin have won a life series, Scott and Pearl have won a life series, and Grian and Scar have won a life series, and that is the three soulmate duos from Double Life that had the most like turmoil in their relationships, that weren't happy with their relationships. Good day to you too, Echolite. Hello, hello. So that is kind of really cool. I really like that lore implication. That's a lot of fun. Now we just need Cleo to win in the next canon series, and then that will really, really work out. It shows that having bad relationships with people means that you win a death game, I guess. That makes sense. Hiya, Dragon Shifter, just woke up. Well, good morning, my dude. But yes, like to see it the filler episode, but you also see Cleo winning as canonish. Yeah, I personally don't, but I definitely see how that is really, really cool. It's a really cool detail, and I can appreciate that, most definitely. So yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? I'm kind of curious. Hold on, let me just quickly check something, because it's been a hot minute. Yes, I did a thing. I usually do this much earlier in animatics. On this final page here, in my Feed the Machine Secret Life animatic planner, I have how often people appear in the animatic, and it kind of gives you an idea of what the animatic could look like, maybe what moments are visible when, I don't know, maybe you can guess, because the animatic is chronological from the first episode until the episode with the Warden and the Wither fight, so that's what I am showing in this whole thing. I'm doing alright, Blue Phoenix. I'm doing as well as I can. Skiz. Yeah, I don't have Skiz drawn that often at all. I don't know why. It's really weird. He wasn't necessarily a part of like big story moments. I don't know. I don't understand it. Good to hear I'm still alive and well. I am alive, and I am as well as I can be. Most definitely. Yeah, I'm here. I returned to the streamage. But yeah, I don't know why I've barely drawn Skiz. He's the little 3 down here. I feel so bad. I don't understand how that happened. But that's just the way that it is when I'm planning some scenes. Like there's a whole series of pictures that involve the end. So you're gonna have a lot of B-dubs in verse 2 just because of that. Good to see the Warden again following the one I drew in Double Life. Dude, I'm trying so hard to make the Warden not look like a massive teddy bear. Skiz was only really the Heart Foundation. He didn't have many plot points, I don't think. That's the thing. There are some things that I wanted to involve Skiz in, like his whole little rivalry with Jimmy, where Jimmy was hunting Skiz for a bit. You would love a Warden plushie. I kind of do too, though. Yeah, that is true. I had a lot of fun watching the charity stream. I can have a chat about that later. I kind of wanted to add that into the animatic where Jimmy was kind of like stabbing Skiz in the back, but Teddy Warden emote. Hey, maybe that's another sub badges that you can have in some way, shape, or form. But I couldn't find a place in the animatic where that fit. It's a very fast-paced animatic. There's a lot of things happening, and to be honest, like Skiz's moments, because it was so Heart Foundation heavy, is kind of summarized in one picture. If you do the 24 sub badge warden teddy bear, we'll have a look. And you do need to decide soon. I do need to decide very, very soon. We'll figure that out in a bit, because I was wondering whether we do a 2-year sub badge being like the scroll, the secret keeper scroll that they give to the players. Do I have a frame where I showed that? I think I do. Hold on. I think, because I have frames that involve it in a lot of detail. But oh, it's not very, Okay. Oh, I might need to do some changing of some frames here. Because basically, the way I have it is one of the frames. In fact, I tell you what, I'm just going to show you the scroll, but not anything else involving anything around what's happening here. Because spoilerage. Oh no, okay, you'll see a hand as well. You'll see a hand. So what we have here is, this is how I've designed the scroll, with kind of like an Evo Secret Keeper logo, and on the bit with a what's it called, a sigil, with wax sealed, and then kind of a ribbon that ties around it. And in all the other frames, this is the only frame that I have that, but that was like in my mind the official design. So I've confused myself, because I don't. In all the other frames, it's literally just a case of it being just a piece of paper. They just got a piece of paper. Guys, quick, hyperanalyze the hand to obtain spoilerage. Who could that hand be? In fact, I could have done some things that would make it kind of obvious whose hand that is. Do I do that? I don't know. You love that it's a scroll instead of a book? Well, it's kind of... I've got trouble with that, I'm gonna be honest. Looks like a green hand, to be honest. It kind of does. It's not, though. Looks slightly feminine. Oh, it's not. Dang it. It has 5 fingers. How would you know it has 5 fingers? Do you know it has a thumb? It's one of the people in the series. You only see 4 fingers. Anyway, is it Scar? Is it Scar? Oh. It's not Cleo. Yes, that is easy to determine. If you go by skin color. Your brain is also thinking redesign from something from Vault Hunters. But B-dubs. You gotta also think of skin color. B-dubs is kind of like darker skin. Anyway. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Yeah, the whole it being a scroll or a book is kind of like, oh yeah, gloves is also something. Is that my hand? Gloves is also something. True. Gem getting boogied. Ooh. Possibly one of the red tasks. It's not. I can tell you that much. It's not one of the red tasks. I'm having a little bit of difficulty when it comes to like trying to decide if it's a book or a scroll. Most of the time, it's a scroll. But I've been planning out the next animatic that involves the Boogeyman episode, and that was a book that was giving, in my mind, that one is a book that's being passed around because it was multiple pages of reading, right? And so I've kind of drawn that one as being a book that's being passed around between all the newly found boogies. So there's not really a lot of consistency in it. I don't know if that's a bad thing or if that can be explainable. Like, I've got reasons to explain it. I know why I'm doing it like that, but it's also like, where's the continuity? There is no continuity. Anyway. So yeah, there's your little spoiler for today. I'm sure we'll have more. Oh gosh, I will say, the frame that I am looking at right now with all the layers on it, chef's kiss, I love it. What does continuity mean? It means that things are within the length of the story, that they stay the same. Continuity is overrated, says the author. It's, I don't know if I'm explaining this precisely, but for instance, you have like a design of something and you want to keep that design the same as the story goes on, because otherwise it just doesn't make sense, or you change like the history of something. But that's kind of like my interpretation of continuity, is it keeping it's staying the same. So consistency, yeah, I guess consistency, like in the realm of storytelling. And I love like my first time that I came to heads with continuity is watching Star Trek, and how Star Trek Enterprise just ruins the entire continuity of everything that Star Trek has built. Like, they basically make up new history that didn't exist before because they are further in they're more in the past than the other series. But yes, that was my first that was my first step into continuity. I think canonically a scroll, they just use a book because scrolls aren't in Minecraft, yeah. And that's how I see it as well. But I think the Boogeyman book is kind of like, because there's so much information in it, and it also, the way it was chucked around at people going like, read the book, read the book, read the book. That's, Hawk, you still here? Can you get rid of the butt? We don't want butt. I wish I could do it from Streamlabs. Can I do it from here? Bye bye buttocks, yes. Haven't seen a bot in years. It does depend. Hello? Thank you. Thank you, Hawk. I'm just still trying to figure out how to do this from a streamer's side of things. Thank you, Hawk. I appreciate it. Anyway. I used to have them a lot at the beginning. I appreciate that. The mod icons weren't showing? No. You have no understanding of the greater universe. You would never pick up inconsistencies like that. I only ever picked up an inconsistency like that because I watched a YouTube video that, like, there was a series of YouTube videos out there that was like Star Trek continuity. Has the screen gone black for you guys on Twitch? Because it hasn't for me on OBS, but it has for me on Twitch. Hello? No, we're good. We're good. All good. Anyway. Right. There we go. All back. But, is it bad that you heard Chief's kiss instead of Chef's kiss? No, it's not. Right, I think I've got all the messages that I wanted to read. We're good. You still got the Be Right Back screen. Cool. Because it looked black on my screen. Anyway, speaking of not being on the Be Right Back screen, let's go to what we're drawing today. Oh my gosh. That is some contrast that is not visible. Hold on, let's just get rid of the background for a bit so you can see what we've got going on here. This is Jimmy being murdificated in the end. Jim boop. Fernandos, let's go. Hello, my dude. Hello. 19 months. 19 months or is more or less than 2 weeks. You think it's less, but how about you? I think 19 months is just a little bit more than 2 weeks. Just a kind of tiny bit more. Big man Jim, end fight. Yes, let's go. Thank you so much for resubbing, Fernandos. I appreciate it. Let's go. Your sort of headcanon for the scrolls has been that they're more like pages from a book, sort of like a dark hold from Marvel. I don't know what that is. But it can corrupt the person, change the page, etc. Big dog, big dead. Yes, exactly. I've just realized with how stark the contrast is, like, you can't see that dragon. I'm going to have to definitely play with that. You love the Ender Dragon design? Thank you. Looks like a living thing as well. I appreciate it. It was tricky. It was difficult. But you can barely see the details on the screen. And this is good because I would not have thought of that before otherwise. So basically, in fact, let's just get this drawing out here. I want the dragon to go bam 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 and shooting its breath at Jimmy. Killed by bad breath. Hiya Vulcan, hello my dude. Hello. Oh, we got a hype train rolling on. Vulcan, thank you so much for resubbing for 5 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. So that's basically what I want to do today. I want to come up with a design for the dragon's breath. And this will kind of tie in to what we did in the previous stream. I know I keep throwing you guys onto the Be Right Back stream. I apologize. But it'll kind of tie into how I want the Withers blast to look. So this is a frame that we started working on in the previous stream. I still haven't finished it. I haven't touched it since what we did last time. But we spent like 3 hours just working on these rings, man. By Bye there, YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your day, my dude. Time to get out the bingo card. Well, why not? But I kind of want the projectiles of each single boss mob to be different. Obviously, the Wardens is very distinct, but I want to keep the Withers and the Ender Dragons different. That's the idea. I want them to be visually distinct. Hey, Katie, so happy you're streaming. That would be the perfect thing to watch while you work on your Etho cosplay. Let's go. We love ourselves some Etho cosplays out there. Let's go, let's go. Man, my screen is... Whenever we have a hype train, like, I really appreciate the hype trains, but they fill up the screen so much so I can barely see any of the chat. Mumbo and his fence post gotta be your favourite payoff of the live series. I agree. Bye, bye, Hawk. Have a wonderful rest of your day, my dude. Would be too much detail to add engraving on Mumbo's name on the fence like he made them. Could do. I don't think it'll be very visible because it's going to be a very dark screen anyway. No one said the card was gone? Oh, the card's not there anymore? No card? Oh no! Okay, hold on. In that case, I apologize. We need to figure that out. I need to somehow, like, maybe I'll make a YouTube post of it and then just keep linking to the YouTube post. Bingo. Okay. Feel free to screenshot this, my dude. I hope the quality's good enough. Hope everything's visible enough. Yeah, that should be all good. Feel free to screenshot that. Before YouTube post, we should look at reorganizing. I agree. That's maybe the best thing to do. But yes. You could have the Ender Dragons similar to Lingering Position, like Dragon Breath in game. Oh, Lingering Potion position. Yes, I'm kind of wondering because obviously they're not. Wait, are we doing bingo? This is a bingo that we generally have for the stream. Like if we fill out the bingo, I gotta hydrate. Oh, what? Knocked my microphone. Let's just go ahead and fill a slot. Let's go. Sure. Hey Sim, if you fancy at some point hopping in a call and trying to reorganize this, I'd really appreciate the help. That would be really cool. Anyway, this is a bingo that we always have. On that can always be redeemed. And if we do, thanks Sim, and if we get a row of bingo, then whoever shouts bingo first can get a free channel point redemption. And that can be anything from I can hydrate to I can do a ukulele interlude. Like you can choose whatever channel point redemption you want. And Zim was the very first to set up this. Fernandos is trying to solo hydrate train. Zim was the very first to set up this this bingo card, which I'm very appreciative of. And let's just maybe it needs some updating. I do agree. Fernandos, Bop. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we got 10. Dude, you are just wasting your points there. We've got a hydrate train, which means we have 10 hydrates in a row, which means I have to chug my full bottle. It is completely full. I have not hydrated much today. I've just had coffee, so cheers, I guess. I have a full bottle. This is not fun. Dang it. Bottoms up, everybody. Oh, I'm... I chug. Yep. All good. I'm fine. Boy, that's so... She hydrates, you spend all your points on hydrates, you're a simple man. That's not fun. I need to figure out how... Because I've got a new bottle. I think it's about as big as the previous bottle, so I don't think we need to worry about that. Fine dying sounds, yep. Hi, Ivan. Well, Storm, thank you, Storm, for giving Ivan a tier sub. I appreciate it. Oh, dude. Would hi, Ivan. Hello. Don't drown, Katie. Yeah, it's already too late. I've been drowned multiple times. Anyway, this is the bingo card. I will go back to, if you haven't screenshotted it just yet, then we'll do that. I stretch, thank you. Oh, the stretch is making me burp. Well, probably the stretch, maybe. But make sure you screenshotted it. I'll rework it with Zim. We can figure out something else. Because there are some really easy... There's some really easy lines to do that we almost always get, so you know. Katie, you're lucky you put a limit on the chugs. You could find... You could find 9 chugs in a row. What's that? That's 1,800 points? Is that it? My gosh, I'm glad I did. Anyway. Let's get a square for you all right now. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? That's the German Interlude. Also, dann gehen wir zurück. Ich stelle meinen Wecker. 2 Sekunden, Leute. Dann muss ich meinen Wecker stellen. Für 1 Minute muss ich jetzt Deutsch reden. Und wieder zurück zur Zeichnung. 2 Sekunden. Da springe ich auf der richtigen Zeichnung. Sonst spoiler ich doch alles. Oh, ich bin am Ertrinken. So ist es. 18.000 Punkte. Du kannst Deutsch sprechen. Super. Immer wieder habe ich da Leute drin. Ich weiß, Mango kann Deutsch sprechen. Immer wieder springen da Leute rein, die wissen genau, was ich am was ich am sagen bin. Ja, der Jimmy ist am Sterben. Boah, der Ivan benutzt einfach nix. Keines von den Channel Points benutzt Ivan. Krass. Okay. Also eben, es ist die Frage, mit wie wir das designen wollen. Wie das aussehen soll. Wie der Drachenatem aussehen soll. Ich bin jetzt einfach die Zeit am Auffüllen, damit ich nicht mit dem Zeichnen anfange. And that's the timer. There we go. There we go on the timer. So yeah, we need to kind of figure out a design for the dragon's breath. And obviously in Minecraft, every single like projectile looks different. Like the wither actually throws a skull. Love the idea that the dragon just screamed Jimmy got sent headfirst in the tower. Yeah, I don't think was he like he was actually smacked away by the dragon, right? It wasn't because of dragon's breath, right? But I'm taking some creative liberties here and having that be his way go out, because I don't actually necessarily want a dragon just storming into him and yeet. Although the idea, hold on, the idea of Jimmy just kind of like being attached to the dragon's wings, so like you got this massive, oh hello, you got this massive dragon's wing, no one can see that, and then it's just kind of like Jimmy going like attached to the wing, kind of like, flying away. The head needs to be bigger. Like, ah! Oh my gosh. Yes. This is the only way that this would work. I am hyper-focusing. So that's kind of like, it kind of takes... It would kind of be fun. It would kind of be fun though. As a dragon is true. You didn't put. So as someone in the comments is just going to say the wind breath blowing against him is just going to look like a chest. I'm confused. He's just getting carried away by the wing. That's not the design we're going to go for. Right. So it's the question. That's the translation. Huh? Is this something that I don't get? I want to stay PG. I want to stay PG. I'm not gonna try and get it if people are reacting like that. Anyway, so yeah, this is the whole thing. I want it to be distinctly different from the I will. I want it to be distinctly different from the Wither's projectile, and yeah, I think the trickiness that I've had with it, because I've kind of been sat on this frame for a while, wondering what to do with it. and the breath could look like purple fire. That's kind of my thought process, right? I'm kind of purple fire, purple, or just purple. That's kind of where my mind initially went. But I think definitely like one of them can be kind of like purple, can be kind of like fire. Maybe a fire charge like thing, but purple. A fire charge from a ghast. Oh, like a fireball, I guess you could also see if you're thinking about other content. What's napalm? Purple fire. Lilac, magenta, white, grey gradient. Yes. You were thinking kind of like ghasts? Well, if anything, then I would have made... Hold on, let's get a reference. Let's get a reference of... Oopsie, not that one. Press the wrong button. Let's get a Dragon's Breath reference. Let's open Google. Minecraft Dragon Breath images. So it's kind of like just the purple particle thingies, right? This is kind of like it's the purple particles and like a fire extinguisher. You can't, was that a link, my dude? Do I need to Google what napalm is? Am I pronouncing it correctly? I'm concerned. Is it something that I shouldn't? Is it something that I shouldn't Google, or is it something that I should? Napalm. Oh, it's an explosion. Oh my flipping goodness. Okay. I know now. I know now. I know this. I know this story. I've heard this story. Flipping heck. Been reminded of this story. Okay. Yep. Sorry, that was just there was some images. It's boom boom. I think if we're gonna have something that is similar to a gas ball, then it has to be the wither, right? If we're gonna have like something that is kind of like a fireball, then it has to be the wither's projectile, right? It's also difficult with the grievous crimes against humanity. Yes. And humanity. Yes. So we have. It's really difficult for the perspective as well, because we've got more of a chance to have. The dragon is breathing out storm. How to Train Your Dragon theme. How's that one go again? It's a really good theme. The flight mare from How to Train Your Dragon. Maybe the Dragon's Breath could be something like that. What's the flight mare? What does that one look like? Flight mare. How to Train Your Dragon. I don't want videos. No. What in the world? I've never seen that one before. Whoa. Flight mare. It looks so pretty. It's so pretty. Oh, it kind of breathes out a galaxy. No, does it? I don't know. I'm currently looking for one where you see its breath. I see the drawing where it kind of like looks like it's breathing out. From Race to the... What's Race to the Edge? Flightmare. It's pretty. It's basically, you know, you guys know that like the bioluminescent algae. It's a show. Okay. Oh, Netflix show. Okay, 6 seasons of brilliance. Dragon is just breathing you, except that it's... Okay, Sam. It just has bad breath. Yes, yes. Green is unexpecting. Unexpecting what? That's such a pretty. It's such a pretty dragon. Like the Flightmare looks like the bioluminescent algae or bacteria. I think it's cyanobacteria in the water. In like you just see kind of like bioluminescent sand that gets activated if like the waves rush on it. It looks like that. It looks like the blue glowy stuff. Anyway, pretty. I've been very distracted. So very distracted. Let's go back to where we were. Anyway. Yes, it eats algae stuff. Oh, okay. Hi, Phoenix, my dude. Hello, hello. Right. Replace the dragon with breath. The breath is breathing out dragons. Or maybe the breath is breathing out breath. Okay. Katie sidetracked something. Oh god, always, always. Sam, you melted my brain. Brain melted. Brain meltage has happened. I'm just wondering how to do this. So, I'm gonna expand upon the sketch that we have. Maybe do a new sketch, why not? Yes. So, it comes like right out of like the insides of it, and we can maybe have a kind of glowy part in its neck. I like it when it does that. Hi, Capo. Hello, hello. Speaking at snowball-looking objects made of chorus fruit. The dragon was breathing out many dragons, breathing out storm. The dragon breathing out many okay. I'm just wondering how to make breath look impactful, because this is my biggest thing, right? We could just have a bunch of purple particles, but I want this look to look like it's really like it's pushing. I want it to kind of be pushing past Jimmy here, and kind of like really impacting him, pushing him forward, like he's flying this direction. He's legitimately being breathed out of existence. Dragon is breathing out. Dragons breathing out. Storm breathing out dragons. Sam. I can't. I can't. But I wanted to show some impact, right? And the same thing with... I don't know what this conversation is. My brain... This conversation has melted my brain. Cartoon geysers. Riot hoses. I feel like riot hoses are going to make me upset if I see images like that. Geysers. How do you write geysers? Geysers. Geysers. The amount of toilets that are exploding in my field. Why does cartoon geysers immediately mean exploding toilets? Can someone explain that to me? I have reference pictures up. Star Wars Rebels was the best. Did I miss something? Is that a Star Wars Rebels reference? Fiendfire from Harry Potter. I wish I had reference images of this before. We're gonna have like a whole bunch of like straight lines coming out to kind of show the speed of things. But what I also want, once it's past the dragon's mouth, it's definitely going to very quickly expand in size, right? Fiendfire? Fire. Harry Potter? So like a snake made out of fire? How have I what does this look like? Dragon could be breathing. Whoa, let's go. I see no good screenshot of this. Oh, I do. There's a GIF. There's a GIF. Man. I don't have to add animation to this. We'll just, tell you what guys, we're just not going to overthink it. We're just going to start. We'll just start and then see where it takes us. So I'm thinking I kind of want straight lines to kind of show a good amount of impact. But I also want it to have depth. So I want the straight lines to kind of go in a circle. Kind of like if we were to follow like a circular shape here to show that the breath is 3D. The breath has girth to it. Hiya, Sea Spray, welcome my dude. I thank you for following. It's lovely to have you here. The dragon killing Jimmy? Whoa, no way, really? Is that what we're doing? The sarcasm here is real. So I'm kind of like thinking. I know, thinking, dangerous. Just purple breath is probably best. Yeah, I'm like how to make purple breath look like purple breath, because you can't just have like a little cloud of purple. I mean, you could, I guess, if we were to kind of have. Let's do this one separately. So kind of like it kind of spewing out and then becoming a bit cloudy. I don't know. Hiya, Captain Copper. Welcome, my dude. I appreciate the follow. It's lovely to have you here. I don't know. Maybe I should just be blocking in shapes, actually. Don't really see fire in the end dimension. That is true. Might be poison and not completely flame. That is also true. Like flame, but more spread out and less opaque. Clouds and such. Thank you, Captain Copper. I appreciate that. We're working on another one. Another one is being done in the works. Okay, clouds and such. So do we kind of like have poofy bits kind of poofing out on the side? Have you found your favorite song? That's awesome to hear. I always like... I don't usually go for mainstream songs when it comes to the animatics. I go for songs... Well, obviously I go for songs that fit the animatics, but usually they're not the most mainstream in the world. She says, having used Running Up That Hill at the time that Stranger Things was coming out with Running Up That Hill in it, that was a bit of a... Yeah, I kind of rode off that hype train with that one, but I don't think I have a very like mainstream music taste, so I do think that the songs that I use for animatics can maybe bring people some bands that they didn't previously know about. And that just looks like he's farting out of his face. How to cloud. How to cloud, indeed. Poofy fluffy bits that are huggable and... Oh, he said that's not very good. Good shape there. My problem is that a cloud doesn't feel like it has a lot of oomph to it. You know what I mean? Farting out of face is genuinely good in your opinion. Fan of the family crest because you... Thank you, my dude. The family crest is fantastic and they are so underrated, man. I wish more people knew them. I love them so much. They are like, if I need hype music, if I just need music to bop along to, or they are also my go-to when I'm studying, then yeah, they're so good. Genuinely good for this frame, you mean? Okay. Okay. We also need to make Jimmy slightly less opaque. Make him see-through. So we can kind of get the breath behind him as well. And I'm sure we'll have a layer that will kind of go over his clothes as well, but I kind of want to keep it behind him for now. And we can then build it up like that. Also, can we appreciate hand? I did hand work on this. I made Jimmy hand. I made two Jimmy hands. There's another Jimmy hand. Haha. Oh, it's going in the credits channel. It still doesn't feel like it has a whole bunch of weight to it. A whole bunch of might to it. Maybe I can fiddle around with the liquefy tool with this. Let's see, what does the liquefy tool give us? Maybe we can kind of have like an expansion. We could do that in a bit. I think Jimmy kind of being consumed by the cloud. It's just we were talking about comments commenting weird things. It's just going to be the comments being like, oh look, the dragon farted on Jimmy out of its mouth. This literally looks like a fart cloud. I kind of like it though. I don't know quite what to do. We want to have like a crystally effect to the breath. I don't know. Potion bubbles are called fart bubbles. And it's a lingering potion. Touche. It's kind of what breath is though. Maybe. Maybe a bloom? Or 1 or 2 or 3. Bad breath is fart from mouth? Maybe. You know, I think we're onto something here, to be fair. I think bloom, just like blooming immediately, isn't going to help. Because we don't have a lot of dynamics here. It's just kind of, it's going to be very flat if I bloom now. But we just kind of want to get a base shape down. And I do wonder, hold on, if we have the background on as well. I need to make it work with the background as well. Which, man, this dragon just disappears into the background. I hadn't actually thought about this earlier. We'll make sure we have a good amount of highlights on the dragon. And I think the dragon's breath can also have some, like, light in it. Whether that's fire or just burning acid, I don't know. Be funny if Jimmy covered his mouth and nose if it was bad. I'm not changing his position. I'm very happy with it currently, but that was a fun idea. That is a fun idea. So we have kind of a bit of glowing from the dragon that can then cast light on the rest of it because it's just gone. It's just gone in the background. Burning acid, yes. You wrote burning acid. It would have to be far more liquidy, I think, if it were burning acid. I'm kind of trying to remember what the dragons in The Legend of Vox Machina, the Amazons, the animated series, looked like. I'm just trying to figure out how. We're back on the geyser again. I'm just trying to figure out how that would kind of cover Jimmy. He's my favourite person in the Life series? Ooh, difficult. That's so hard. It's hard. It changes all the time. If you'd have asked me in Third Life, I'd have said Martin. If you'd have asked me in Limited Life, I'd have said also Martin. I love Tango as well, though. I love Tango. Whose perspectives do I watch? My comfort perspective. I think... Etho. I like them all. Can I say all of them? If we're going just watching the Life series, like not watching Hermitcraft or drawing them, or if we're just going watching the Life series, I think I enjoy watching Martin the most. His is generally my favorite perspective to watch. I'd recommend to watch him for Limited Life for sure. I'd recommend watching him for he's a good perspective for Third Life. Yeah. Definitely your comfort YouTuber. I have definitely, like, I love like Hermitcraft side of things. I adore watching Pearl. I think she's my comfort Hermitcraft watcher. Also Etho. I mean, how like Etho is everyone's comfort. I think we're all Etho girls here. Everyone adores Etho. It's just such a chill time on his channel. Can't wait for a Gem, Joel, and Etho alliance. You gotta have B-dubs in there as well, because you're not gonna get B-dubs separate from Etho. You know what, guys? This cloud idea is growing on me. I just need to make these shapes look good. in the cloud way. And it's kind of a lot like an explosion. I make my explosions look very cloudy. So we can kind of go off of how I design explosions with this. Martin makes incredibly entertaining episodes, definitely. Boop. I am quickly going to chuck you guys onto this screen because I have an empty water bottle and I had to chug it, which means I need a bathroom break. I will be right back, guys. See you in a sec. Right, we return with water. Icy Plays, if you're still here, have you a wonderful rest of your day, my dude. Thanks for popping by. Anyway. Pretty new to Twitch, still figuring out. Can someone explain bits to you? Bits is kind of like you gather bits when you watch someone stream. Let's go back to the screen while I'm back. You gather up bits by watching someone stream. It's kind of like just passive, kind of trickles up, and then you can spend them on different things with the, like there are, depending on the channel, you've got little different channel point redemption, no, bits. I just got confused between bits and channel point redemptions. Bits is a way to, I think it's kind of like a Twitch currency that you can buy using actual currency, and then you can donate to different streamers, and that then also turns into currency on their side. I don't know what the difference between that and actually just straight up donating is. Don't ask me, I don't know. But yes, that's what bits is, as to my best understanding of bits. I actually don't know my way around Twitch very well either. I've been on this platform for over 2 years now. Almost 2 years? Over 2 years. Almost 3 years. Flipping heck. That has just come to a realization for me. Anyway, I don't know much about Twitch, I'm going to be honest. Could we have Tango and Pearl teaming up in future live series? I hope so, that would be amazing. Absent father, mumbled Scar scornfully, hugging his mother, Cleo, readjusted a face mask, smiling down at her son, letting a burning red hair flow. Much better, Gem hummed. Oh. we got the it's carried away. That's all good, my dude. We got some writing. Some writing, I guess. Switcheroo? Did we get a switcheroo? Who's my least favourite person in the live series? I don't fancy answering that. That spreads a bit of negativity. Do we have ye old switcheroo anywhere? No, we don't, do we? No. Oh, Jim and Cleo switcheroo. Aha, yeah. Yes, that is when that happened. I don't really have a least favourite person. It's like trying to decide on the favourite of your children or the least favourite of I don't know. At most, I don't really watch them out of a live series, but like I don't dislike them. Be cool if the breath was kind of engulfing and going over Jimmy. Hard word to exactly. I I get what you're saying, Sam, and I'll definitely do that like on a separate layer. I want to get the design of the breath first, kind of going around him and then kind of covering him a bit, right? Yeah, I think that's the way we go. No, you want to draw. Who do I want to draw in the Life series? I've always said Sausage would be a very chaotic and cool addition. A lot of people say Cub would be a very cool addition, and I agree. I just don't want them to have lots of people on the Life series. I had nightmares about them overloading the Life series with like where the Life series turns out to have like 50 different creators in it. And then I'm like, oh no, I have to watch all the perspectives and do an animatic to that many people. I've had nightmares about that before. So I'm gonna figure out how this breath will look. And I'm kind of gearing towards maybe making it less opaque. Kind of like having some parts see-through. Because it's breath. Iska and Stress, they'd be fun. False would be a beast. You kind of like have... is that highlights or... Is that where I want highlights or is that where I want see-through parts? That's the question. We'll figure it out as we go along. Contrary to what you might think, have never drawn Dragon's Breath before. That's another thing that I love about like doing animatics for these Life series. Like I draw stuff that I never would have otherwise drawn, just on my own accord, and I think that's really cool. Like I've drawn the end portal for the first time. Yeah, you knocked off your mic. Oh my gosh. Ah, that scares me already. Yeah, that's the cool thing about these animatics, is that I draw stuff that I otherwise never would have. I don't think I'd have ever drawn a warden just for the funsies. Well, it's for the funsies anyway, but just cause. Really want to do fan art? What's stopping you, my dude? It's one of those things. Also looking a bit more fluid-like. If it looks a bit more fluid-like, that doesn't bother me. Look what you need to make a fraction of my power. I raise you with full-on microphone boom arm. So it's not looking more white fluid? You're not that good? Well, you can get good if you draw. People holding themselves up if they're like comparing themselves to others and like not letting them start on their own journey. Like I've been drawing for a long time to get to the point where I am, but I've been enjoying the process of getting better. Don't ever let it stop you just because you're starting out. But I also get the notion of it takes a lot of time. Like drawing is a hobby that is it's very all-consuming. You draw a lot? Well, there you go. Practice. You will improve just by drawing. You're just not that good. Well, you'll get better the more you draw. And dude, if you draw, then what's stopping you from drawing fan art? Too many scrapped ideas and crumpled up drawings. Mostly resort to landscapes when you have the time. Landscapes are fun. You can make landscape. You can make fan art of landscapes. You could draw the Life series bases, the iconic Life series bases. What do we think of kind of like this depth of design. I'm kind of liking it. I'm enjoying it. It's your preposition. Preposition in what sense? Like your mindset going into it, or? Can you see how you want your art to look like in your head before while you do it? It never looks exactly the same, my dudes. Like, I always have this image in my head of how I want stuff to look, but even after 10 years of having drawing as what my main hobby, I still can't get it. I still can't get it to exactly how I wanted. And I don't think, like, maybe some people can do that. Good for them. I think they're the minority. I like how this looks, I will say. If people can do that, then they're probably they're most definitely the minority. I think most artists, like, if you've been drawing for a month or 5 years or 20 years, most artists still can't get what's in their head onto the paper. I think that's just the way of it, because our minds work so abstractly and so differently that I think that's just part of the process, that you kind of need to accept that it's not going to look exactly how you want it to look. But as you get better, it's still going to look pretty. You can still get something down that you're proud of. I like this. I think this is cool. Now bloom only if you choose to. I'm gonna add some highlights and some darker parts, because it's still, if I were to bloom now, it would still look very flat, right? It's alright actually, but that's like so much bloom that I don't want it to be that much bloom, right? I'm gonna add some dynamics in it as is, right? If we alpha lock, let's add some highlightage. And I want that to be a much bigger brush, please. Because I want, like, the edges, the highlights and the shadows to be fairly soft. Like, the transitions to be fairly soft. You do what you think, you do that where you think about how we want things to look, but it doesn't work out. And it's your scale as well, as you don't do well with scale. You're scared people will think you're weird for drawing fan out of Minecraft. Dude, I feel that as well. Honestly, it's like going out there and explaining to people what I draw who aren't online. I get that. I totally get that, man. If it's like, yes, I draw art of people playing Minecraft and I spend hundreds of hours on it. Obviously the products that come out are kind of cool and I enjoy them, and it's just kind of like my medium of telling stories. It's my niche online that I've found. But still explaining that to other people, like, I draw fan art of people playing Minecraft. I think within the community, it's something that is completely like, yes, totally, that works. And you can make amazing stories with it. But that's only people who know, like, what this community's already created, right? So, yes. Instead of studying for a test tomorrow, you're so smart. If just doing questions now, I'm not going to tell you what to do, my dude, but do make sure that, like, school and education comes first in what you're doing. If you think you're going to ace that exam, then feel free to take a break. But do make sure that, you got your priorities right. The stream will always exist, but your time for studying for that exam is limited. Twice in a sentence, that's fine. And you're just trying to get a good grasp on how it looks with bloom, lol. Will probably look a bit better with more highlights and even. So it's okay, bloomed. You lurkies, you go, my dude. I'm just wondering if there's a way. Hold on. Let me show you guys this with Tango's hair as an example. Question to you guys: have we got a frame where we've seen Tango before? Or do I just spoiler a new frame that I haven't coloured yet? That's why you only stick with drawing real life people and they don't look bad. You're actually busy with one when you're drawing right now. Ooh, spoilers. I mean, yeah, it's like really, it's just, I really enjoy it. It's just kind of strange to explain to people. Right, okay, so this doesn't have too many, this frame doesn't have, I've severed Tango's arm, but this frame doesn't have too many spoilers in it. This is fine. Anyway, usually, for instance, for Tango, you know what? We're spoiling it anyway. For Tango, I draw his hair on a separate layer. So he's bald man without the separate layer. And Tango's hair always gets bloomed. I used to only bloom it like immediately, just one layer. And that just kind of looks flat and kind of like looks like I've coloured his hair with a highlighter. Instead, for Tango's hair, what I do is I add highlights and I add shadows. So the shadows on Tango's hair are a very vibrant red because we still want it to be very saturated. And that's kind of like, I'm just doing this very quickly now to kind of illustrate, and that's kind of like how I'd imagine like single strands of hair. If honestly, his hair is a bit of a enigma where I can't really decide if it's strands of hair that are set ablaze or just a bit of fire anyway. Yeah. So just kind of like, oh yeah, that's good enough. And then I'll also add, always going off of the base color, a bit of highlightage, but you don't want to go too much because this is gonna really pop very quickly with the bloom. You want to be very subtle with it. Because I do bloom Tango's hair multiple times, and this is just a very quick explanation. And then, if you remember what the bloom looked like before, what it looks like now is you've kind of got these more highlighted areas. And this is a very quick example. Usually I spend a little more time on like defining the darker areas and the lighter areas, but just as an example on how to use bloom. Unless you want like imagine like the green heart connections between the people in Double Life, right? So you've kind of got like the heart and then the green light. Usually with these, I do just add like a little bit of a centerpiece. But that's all I do for these hearts. And then what I also do is I duplicate them. And then one of the layers I bloom. This is also very quick again. So you see that's bloomed, and then we've got the highlighted layer. And then the second layer I Gaussian blur, just to add a little bit of blurage to it. And sometimes, depending on how I feel, I bloom that layer as well. So we've kind of got a bit of a rim light. That's how I do the hearts as well. And that's kind of like how I use bloom mostly. Bloom's a very good tool. Very good tool. Anyway. Bloom. Background is pretty. Thank you. And thank you. I like my art style too. You're sick right now? Oh, sorry to hear that, Jester. Hello, my dude. Hello. Right. Back to Jimmy. To Jimothy. And back to the right brushes. So, like, always have some dynamics in your bloom. Like, the bloom does a lot for you. But you can't just have a flat surface area and then bloom it. Because that will just still look very flat. So that's that. Is this darker? No, this is the colour that we had before. I'm going to add very, very little of the very dark, because this is already kind of where the shadows, or basically the kind of the parts that I erased are. This is just so that we can like have another bit of dynamics in the blue. Second I said Jimothy, you thought of Chris Planets working for the dev. Never heard of them. Jimothy. This guy has all the 50,000 nicknames in the world. You've got obviously Jimmy, Jim, Timmy, Tim, Mr. Gaming, Jimothy, Toy, the Sheriff, the Codfather, Big Man Jim. You got all the nicknames. Flower Husband, Rancher. So, this, with just a little bit of... I didn't duplicate it. But with just a little bit of, like, shading, you can make this look infinitely better. This is kind of cool, isn't it? Bad boy, big dog. Southerner. Southlander. What's it called? Every time someone calls Jim Jimothy, you have a little giggle. No one calls him the actual name of his channel. I mean, I feel like only people that don't know him call him Solidarity. Because I don't connect. I mean, every time I say something, hey, we're doing this in solidarity, and I have a little giggle to myself because, you know, I do think of Jimmy, but I don't think, when I see Jimmy, I don't think solidarity. Does that make sense? What do I think is underrated in a live series? Underrated? Underrated. Ooh. I'll have a think on that, my dude. You've never heard anyone say solidarity? I think in MCC. If he's in like a team with someone that he doesn't necessarily know, we called him Solidarity. What does it look like when he's all... Okay, so now it looks very flat because this is... You've heard Mr. Gaming. Mr. Gaming, I think, a redacted person from MCC gave him that name. Just trying to think. I kind of want this more covering Jimmy, like the breath of... Yeah, that's way better. And then we have a new layer, and now I gotta make sure I do the same colors. And let's kind of have like little cloud parts. I don't want it covering his face too much, but we can figure it out as we go. I think that could maybe cover his whole arm, potentially. And then he kind of pokes his hand out there. Because obviously going to be more on this side than it is on this side. Obviously we're going to have a little bit of... Can come out on this side. Can come in here. Well, it's like he's being engulfed by it. My gosh. It's kind of morbid. It's kind of morbid, I will say. What do we think? It's kind of that's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy how he's being engulfed, but I like it. I think this part is maybe a bit too much, coming out a bit too much. Well, hello there, Tide Octo. Welcome, my dude. Thank you so much for following. It's lovely to have you here. I guess, I tell you what, I guess we can just with like some of the erasing though, get rid of some of it. So we kind of have these areas also being erased. Who did I want to win Secret Life? I was seeing a gem win happen. I was thinking a gem or impulse win because I thought their team was incredibly strong. For Secret Life specifically, I want to see an Etho win in the live series and I want to see a Joel win in the live series. Both boys. I was banking on them to win double live. This looks like a tongue. Just me? This one specifically, with this line in the center, looks like a tongue. You want Jimothy to win? I mean, I also want Jimothy to win, but we gotta be realistic here. Gem, Joel, and Etho trio. I would love to. I'd love to see just a Gem and Etho duo. They have the best sibling energy. Do we think that's enough engulfage? Do we think the engulfage is sufficient? Quote that. Yeah, let's see what it looks like with some highlights. Hopefully Grain has some idea tucked up her sleeve. Who knows? It has been a little bit. It has been a tiny, tiny moment since we had. Maybe slightly more engulfage, we think? I'm going to see what it looks like with highlighting and then we can decide. We can always make more layers. Not everyone's saying it's not enough. Okay, I'll add more. I'll add more. Everyone's saying we need more engulfing. In which case, I have been overruled. Let's see. Right under the armpit, I guess. Same with Gem and Green. They do have amazing sibling energy. I'm just trying to think. I'm going to do a real life animatic? No. That was just a little gag, in my opinion. I don't see it as canon. Bye, Jester. Have a wonderful rest of your day, my dude. It kind of looks goopy. It kind of looks goopy, like it's engulfing him with goop. Hey, Chrissy. Goopiness. Big Brother, Little Sister. Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. They're the best. Those two were a duo I didn't think I need. It can be a lighter shade of violet so that you don't cover/hide Jimmy. I see that. I see that. Like lighter than the background, you mean? I see that happening. Maybe we could do some more bluish. Or more highlights. I mean, we're also gonna shade Jimmy. Keep that in mind that we're shading Jimmy. He's not gonna have the flat colors that he currently does. Whoa, this is kind of cool. It kind of looks... It looks freaky. Do we need burn marks over him? Do we need his clothes being kind of like torn apart by acid, or is that too... That's maybe a little bit too icky. Too gruesome. Too gruesome. Yes, having the content warning, burning skin. No, do it. No, I don't think that's my vibe. I don't think I like that, like seeing that personally. I'm gonna be honest. If you want to be even freakier, you can add a small bit going into his ear. Ugh. So here's the thing, guys. I know young children watch the animatics. I know young children watch my animatics. And you know, a bit of blood, a bit of like a cartoon stab through the chest. We got that. That's fine. But I don't want to make it gorish. I do not want to make it gorish. Maybe I'll make some like black soot around him to kind of allude to the fact of some burnage. But I want to keep it fairly PG. In that sense, I've gotten like a couple of emails from people like, yes, I watch it with my kids, and I'm like, sure. I'm not gonna judge on anyone, like I'm not gonna put any kind of parenting, and I honestly kind of don't care either. But now that I have this kind of expectation on the level of gore that we'll get in this animatic or in the general animatics, I don't want to up that. Yeah. The violent sensitive ones among us, thank you as well. Yes. It's kind of like, I want to keep at the level that I have currently. Like, obviously we have, hold on. Probably one of the most gruesome that I've had is, like, Ren putting a sword through B-dubs. I think. I need to find that now. Mamma mia, that was long ago. So long. I mean, this one's probably the most gruesome that I have. Of literally having a sword being stuck through, or B-dubs in the pool of blood. Oh yeah, that might be the next one. Not necessarily a pool of blood, he's just bleeding, like, or like, I guess, impulse and... I think it's impulse in a pool of blood as well, right? Impulse and Scott burning out. I'm looking for that one right now. Where are you? Where are you? This one's also pretty, but like even here, Scott is lying in lava. Scott is lying in lava and I haven't drawn him any burn marks. Freaky enough though, creepy, not gory. Yeah, yeah. So I don't have burn marks. The flashback to Third Life from Double Life. Flashback to Third Life from Double Life. Is that the Ren the King one? Oh yeah. Ren lying in his own pool of blood. I think that was as little gorish as I could make it because I didn't actually have his head severed. That is, I think, the most gorish one that I've done. To be fair. Flippin' heck. Sometimes my... I hate that. Sorry, hold on. Panicked for a second there. There was nothing there. Sometimes my iPad shows the information on images and it shows the location of the image. Don't need that. But not on drawn images. Yes, so this is pretty gruesome. But I could have had his severed head. It's like kind of just a cut in his neck with blood on the floor and Martin's axe. But that's kind of like the level of gruesomeness I want to keep it. And I don't think I've ever done any burn marks. Occasion dog warts. Yeah, exactly. Hold on, I'm just gonna quickly, I don't think anything. That'd be really bad if doxage happened. Yep, no information. Safe from Procreate. I could add a location if I want to. We're good. No panic. No need to panic. It's all good. Back we go to drawing. So, we're adding highlights, right? We were adding highlights and now we add darker parts. Don't quite know where to add the darker parts here, I'm going to be honest. Because it's going to be like a clear distinction between what's in the foreground and the background if I'm not careful. And I kind of want it to flow into each other fairly well. We'll see what that looks like bloomed. Bloom. Too much bloom. Maybe I did too many highlights. That's kind of goopy. That's kind of creepy, man. That kind of freaks me out. This is kind of like bloom, bloom, bloom. Cross that off the list. What does this remind me of? What does this remind me of? Like slime taking over, you know, like D&D slime kind of eeping around you. Now the question is, it's a cool effect, right? It's a cool effect. The question is this the right effect to have coming from a dragon's breath? Because it looks so heavy, it looks so sludgy. And whether that reminds me of the time Katie drew Jimmy being killed by the Ender Dragon in Secret Life. Well, really? That's what it... Sam, you're right. That's what it reminds me of. Whether this makes it... Because it feels very heavy. You know, actually, that kind of makes sense for the dragon. I love everyone's sarcasm here. It kind of makes sense for the dragon's breath, though, because you only really have the dragon breath land on the floor. Or, you know, if it's hitting a pillar, it's kind of floating on pillar, but... Ooh. We established the dragon's breath isn't fire, but it's just breathing out slime. I'm going to leave you there for a second, guys, because I need to go to the bathroom again, because flippin' heck, that water, that chugging. This is not natural. Anyway, we'll ponder on this. I'll leave you on this screen while I quickly have another bathroom break. Be right back. I'm back. I return. Guys, the mental gymnastics, no, the actual gymnastics it takes to refiddle my skirt every time I move is just, yep. Anyway. Need to hire me and remake the dragons for breath texture. Sure. You guys have murdered me with water. That is, it's like I'm the Wicked Witch of the West.
My pretty. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
I've just spat. Oh my god. Just spat. It's just spit on my monitors, on my microphone. Oopsie. I apologize. I spat at you guys. I'm so sorry. Gotta fix the bedrock version. Do you actually die from lag? Oh, that's really sad. Oh my gosh. You're melting.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Anyway, let's get back to work. Just dropped my Apple Pencil as well. Can I just say, guys, this is really cool. I'm having a really good time kind of working on this with you guys. I always have a good time working on the animatic with you guys. This concept here would not have existed without your input. We wouldn't have gotten this without your input. And I love that. Thank you so much. Well, hello there. Booker, welcome, my dude. Thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. It's lovely to have you here. Keyboard space exists for a reason. You enjoying the set? That's lovely to hear. This is because these kind of things I can't come up with this on my own. You think I'm some sort of creative genius? No, I have the creative energy of dozens helping me. You misspelled keyboard. While shouting at the keyboard, you misspelled keyboard. Lovely. I need to keep readjusting my skirt now. This is just... It was snowing today, guys. I had to put on a wool skirt in April. It was 25 degrees on Sunday, 25 flipping degrees Celsius. I was in shorts and t-shirt on Sunday, and I wake up this morning and it's just snowing. What? This should be illegal. I've already packed away my snowshoes. See, but wool skirts are super flipping comfy. It's really good quality as well. I adore it. It's my favorite skirt in the world. But it's currently sticking on my leather chair and it's just like, yes. The weather is acting up, man. It's just like, As we would say in law, she laughed. To the voices in her head, she smiled. It was being pleasant today. Yes, I have voices in my head. That is it. So nice to hang out virtually with someone who's as excited about the live series. Awesome. We love nerds nerding together. Nerds nerding together is fun. I am away from my microphone in case you can hear, because I'm once again readjusting my skirt. It's not in a happy thing. But yes. You misspelled Discord. It's fine. It's fine still. We know exactly what you're saying. Have we got a chat can't spell? We've got a chat can't spell bingo card, right? You were actually cool enough to wear... It was actually cool enough for you to wear jeans and flannel the other day, which is odd for a tropical area in April. Yes, definitely. Man, I would not deal well in hot areas. I can't. It just does not work for me. I need my coolness. I need my jumpers and my woolly stuff, and yes, and a cat in my lap. Right, let's just do a little bit of smudging of this. So here's my thought. Oh, it's still alpha locked. We kind of need this exploding out around Jimmy, right? What if we add some distortion to this, right? How do we feel about adding this kind of effect? It's fine, Storm. It's all good. It doesn't bother me. And I'm sure it bothers no one else in the chat. As long as we can read what you're saying, it's all good. What do we think about this effect? Kind of it evaporating out. And that also makes it look a little bit more like Dragon's Breath. I almost said Dragon's Death. I mean, this is kind of a Dragon's Death, isn't it? Not a dragon dying, but a death to a dragon. Perfect. Yes, that looks so cool. I'll do it on the background as well. I'll do it on this part just ever so slightly. Not as obvious as otherwise. It's really difficult because the pressure sensitivity on this brush is a little bit whack. It's either everything or nothing. That's too frequent. Maybe I make it smaller. I'm trying to figure this out. Instead of, speaking of dragons dying, would I do a frame of B-dubs on like half a heart with the dragon dying? Yes. I don't have it like obviously looking like B-dubs is very beat up or something, but I have a frame of the dragon dying to B-dubs. And it's one of those ones where I'm like, oh, I wish I had more time to show it. Because it's a really cool one, but it's like barely going to be shown for half a second. I mean, this one's going to be shown for... We're gonna... Hold on. I'm gonna clap for when the frame starts, and I'm going to clap for when it ends, so you can hear the duration of how long this is going to be shown. We're gonna... That's how long this frame is being shown. That time between those two claps. So, whoops. But yes, we've got... This is a really quick part where in the song Feed the Machine, it's kind of got a little bit of a pre-chorus before the second chorus, where it kind of goes, we're gonna, we're all gonna die. And then it goes on to the chorus. And with every single we're gonna, I've got a different frame. So, yeah. And they're not simple frames. They are not simple frames. One of those frames is this... Hello? Wow, and Procreate is glitching out. One of those frames that is going to be shown for like a split second is this one. It's this one. And I'm thinking I might make this the title frame, the thumbnail frame. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Welcome back, Icy Place. Welcome. So, yes. This is going to be shown for barely any time. We've got a scuffed Procreate, yes. Procreate is being scuffed, but yes. So that is... Thank you, Ty Doctor. That is something that we finished on stream a while back. I think that was the first frame that we finished. That was the first frame that we finished on stream, wasn't it? Shall I link a little bit more on it for the people who haven't seen it yet? Hello? That's not the frame. This is my drawing program glitching out. Hello? Are you still connected? It's frozen on the wrong frame. I could have frozen on a spoiler frame. That could have been dangerous. Accidental spoilerage. We don't want the accidental spoilerage. It's not Scuffed Procreate, it's Scuffed Air Server. The program that I share my iPad to the computer with. So yeah, this was the very first frame that we finished. On stream, we did that. So yeah. Man, the difficulty it was to get the distinction between the background and the dragon was so difficult, and I even now think it might not be enough. I might change that a little bit. I didn't know so many hadn't seen it yet. I think the dragon needs to be a bit more purple, don't you? More purpley dragon? Now that I'm looking at stuff, this is a time where I didn't think that I'd be continuing changing stuff here. Okay, hold on. Let's make this slightly more purple. How about that? That holds it, that differentiates it a lot more. And let's also do it to these parts. We have a more cohesive dragon. How's that? It's really weird because going insane, Impulse has a mustache. You can't convince me otherwise. Impulse has a mustache. Oh, is it the shading on his face? Is it kind of like... Is it kind of like this part? Oh, no. That's a frame where I've got clipping mask. Kind of like... I can't get the right brush. Is it kind of here? Kind of like it does this shape? Man, now I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it either. Tell you what, Sam. Whatever. We're gonna get rid of it. There we go. No more mustache for Impulse. Have a lot of crafting to do. That's perfect. That's awesome to hear, my dude. End dragon be like. Yes. No. Say goodbye to the mustache. Does Impulse need a mustache? We need the mustache. Okay, I'll return the mustache. There's a mustache back. That's for you guys. That's just for you guys. Ivan the Ined. Yeah, I always think I read Ivan the Incredible but I know that it isn't actually that. We happy with that? We good? The distinction between the dragon and the background I'm finding very difficult. Can we bloom the background? Bloom. But I think if we bloom it, then it'll look more like the overworld. Ooh. That looks really cool on my computer, though. It doesn't look cool on my iPad, but it looks cool on my computer. Seeing these amazing frames really amazes me. Each animatic is breathtakingly awesome. I think I can't get any better. Each time I'm blown away the progress in the next one. Thank you so much, Sid of Krebs. I appreciate that. Thank you. It was really nice. It's really nice of you to say. Thanks for popping in and leaving a little comment. I appreciate that. Dudes. His Minecraft skin is a bread monster. A bread monster? For some reason isn't... Is this a recent thing? For some reason I had in my brain that Ivan was like... Oh, maybe he is a bread monster. I always interpret it as a dinosaur. What do we think of the colours, guys? Man, looks cool on my screen. I don't want it to look like the overworld. Man, we had this issue before. I don't want it to look like... I mean, we've got the obsidian pillars, we've got the dragon, we've got the end stone. It's not going to look like the overworld, but... It could still totally be the night sky. In the Ever SMP Season 3 switched to a lava golem thing for lore. His main skin is mutated bread monster. Huh. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person when I think of dragon. Dragon? Not dragon. Dragon has dragon wings, obviously. True dragon nerd. Dinosaur. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Hello, Happy. More bloom, less bloom. More bloom, less bloom. What's Ever SMP? It's kind of like the community Minecraft server that we have. It's not very active at the moment. More bloom, more bloom. Okay. We like contrast. This is something... Hot tip for you guys. If you're wondering how much contrast your drawing has, then either on your drawing... Okay, this only works for digital art, obviously. But on your drawing program, some drawing programs have a only black-white setting. But the way I also do it is I just throw a layer of grey onto a separate layer. So you've got this here, of like just the middle grey, like right to the edge here. And I set that to saturation. And that shows you everything in... Christ, I'm sorry. That shows you everything in black and white, and then you can kind of see the contrast of everything, and you can figure out whether, like, where the eye is being drawn, what the lightest part here. For instance, like here, the lightest part is, okay, B-dubs in the center, but also the end stone on the sides. Adding pink and purple aura to the sky, maybe too much. That's really difficult, Ido, because then the dragon will get washed out with the purple as well. Paint 3D doesn't have this much functionality. Yes, maybe. Most programs have something similar to this. If you have different layer, like if you have like the multiply layers stuff, and the different layer types, then you have that. But oh, color works as well apparently. So does hue. Like these three, I do it with saturation, but you can kind of see like the different values and where the eyes are going to be led. And this is actually Pearl and Impulse look very flat. Touche, yeah, Ty Doctor, you're completely right. You could definitely make a black and white filter for you know what, actually, yeah, you can make a black and white filter on your phone. And along those lines, let me just quickly save this image as an image. If your drawing program doesn't have the functionality that I just showed, what you could also do is just have just save the image to your device, to your phone, or goodness knows what. And then you can go into the edit tab there, and then you've got different filters there. We've got monochromatic filters as well. And you could go like on high contrast as well, and you can see what the contrast there. But usually most phones have monochromatic. It's the best art program, no one can convince you otherwise about Microsoft Paint. I'm sure you can do that, something like that on a computer as well, right? Anyway, this has been a long tangent. Long tangent. We go back to the drawing we were doing. What were we doing? We were doing Jimmy. Jimmy being engulfed by stuff. I really like this as well because this looks like the Enderman particles. This is kind of really cool. I very much enjoy. Paint 3D is MS Paint 2. Sure. Microsoft Paint. That's how I started. I started with Microsoft Paint. Or, it wasn't... Gosh, what was it called? It was a Microsoft program, default program. But it wasn't Microsoft Paint. I can't remember what it was called. But I used to scan in pencil drawings, line up them in Microsoft Paint, and then I'd color them in that program. And that was like, I only did that for like half a year, and then I got my first tablet. Yeah. Thank you, Emio Salot? Emtheosalot? Thank you so much. I can read, I promise. I can read stuff. I'm wondering, because we bloomed the previous one, whether we bloom this one as well. Ooh, not sharpen. Bloom. I don't know what sharpen does, I'm going to be honest, guys. Do we bloom this as well? Digital art on Microsoft Word. You know what? I can see that being a thing. I can see that being a thing. People challenging themselves for that. I had stars, right? There were stars in the previous drawing. Let me just check. There were stars? Because you're a sky full of stars. Yes, there were. We do stars in this one as well. Wait, are those stars on one layer? Because then I could literally just copy and paste that. And then just flip it a couple times. Oh, it is. Yes. I'm going to copy and paste. Hot tip. Just, if you're in the same environment, because this background, this one here, this is just a kind of like liquefied and kind of flipped around, slightly smudged version of the previous background. Let's now just paste these stars and make them add, and maybe lower the opacity. Ooh. There we go. That was easy. Okay, let's start shading Jimmy then, shall we? Jimmy, I think, needs a little bit of shadage. And I have no idea how I'm gonna shade him. 4 AM sleepy time? You go sleepy, my dude. Good night. Or good morning, I guess. Bye, Sam. I'm wondering if I'll shade the dragon first, actually. And not shade, but highlight. Maybe some darker spots, parts, certain spots in the mist. You think? We'll figure out when we have Jimmy shaded, because he's currently very sticking out there with all his bright colours. We'll figure out how we do that. In the arms area? Darker on the arms. If anything, I'd have gone maybe darker around here. That is now a bad brush to do this with. Because this one is a little bit bright, if I will say. Because it's drawing your attention. I mean, in theory, we could do the test as well. We could do the exact same as we did before. And we can see what the lightest parts are. Like, right now, Jimmy's getting very washed out because they're very similar values of the dragon's breath and him. But when we add shading to Jimmy and highlights to Jimmy, he'll be brought forth a lot more. And then we can also kind of adjust the dragon's breath accordingly as well. Bye, Storm. Have a wonderful rest of your day, my dude. Doop-a-doop. So, yeah. Oh, it definitely needs to stand out more against the background. That's what I'm going to work on now. So, we got that clipping mask, and then we have an ad. Right, highlights. Highlight time. Let's add some highlights to this guy. So, definitely kind of like make the entire mouth all highlighty. And then kind of have, obviously, the lights kind of coming out at the edge of the mouth as well. It could totally also be coming out of the nostrils. And have a glowy eye as well. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. And now we just kind of like add some highlightage. So imagine the light is coming from the dragon breath. So we kind of need to imagine where it would hit the dragon there. And where there would be shadows. Maybe this is already a bit too much. Although I kind of like the dramatic lighting. We can always erase. I say we do too much now and then we can erase for later. But yeah, it'll be a tweaking. It'll be a tweaking jog. Procreate, not process. Are you looking into starting digital art for animations? Can you animate things on Procreate, or do you have to draw every frame separate? You have to draw every frame separate. You can't animate stuff on Procreate. If you're thinking, so like 2D animation is drawing every frame separately anyway, right? You can obviously copy stuff. You can copy and paste certain frames. That's the extent of what you can do. You can then move stuff around. But you can't like turn around a character or something. On Procreate. That I think is more 3D animation software. Slightly less dramatic face highlights. We'll go for it. We'll figure it out in a sec. I kind of want it to be very dramatic for now. Like when we see it all in context, then we'll see what it looks like. But I'm just gonna add now, and then we can always subtract later. I want the dragon to stand out. We can always do also different colours and stuff. But you can animate on Procreate. Something, there have been a couple, hold on, have I got an animation out and about? Podlin. I have done a couple of animations on Procreate. Somewhere. Like for instance the emote, the angry waving trident, I did on Procreate. There's a little thing that you can tick here called animation assist. And that will then have like these different layers down here, but you have to draw them every single frame separately. If you're thinking about like 2D, but also animating, like I have for these, for instance, like I have for the Be Right Back screen. That was a program called. What was that program called? I don't know. Let me find that program again. It was really difficult to learn. Anime Effects. This is a program called Anime Effects, and there's not a lot of good tutorials out there. But that's how I did like like that, and also the hair flipping up and down and the starting screen. That's how I did those ones. That's how I did those ones. In case that's what you were asking. But otherwise, I don't know my way around animation software that well. It's not my specialty. I just do drawings. I just do the art. Right, back to this. Hope that helps. If you've got any other like follow-up questions to any of those processes that I showed, let me know. Bum, bum. Dragon's eye already looks perfect. Like with Tanga, you can see its bright pupil. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do much more with the dragon eye, unless I like have it like cascading over the cheek maybe. But yeah, there's already looking not bad. Not bad. but I definitely want to add a good amount of highlights here. Animating on Procreate right now, and there are groups groups are also considered frames as well as single layers if you want to animate something with multiple layers. Yes, true. Procreate does have its own animation software called Procreate Dreams. I haven't had proper, like, I haven't delved into it properly. How does this guy's arm just do this? That's a bit too many joints if you ask me. Would I consider a glowing dragon belly? You know, I'm thinking about that right now. That's what I was thinking about just now. Kind of like adding a good bit of glowage here. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. Maybe I'll do a separate bloom layer for that. There's a lot of thinking that goes on while I'm also talking, which is a lot of, you know, energy stuff. I wonder if the glowy belly is just a bit too much. Or if the back is too much and we have a glowy belly. Or if this part's too much. Who knows? Because I also, with the glowing belly, it could also like extend to his tail here. And that will like, show up, have his tail show up. So Procreate is better for animatics. Might look into it anyway. For random drawings when you're not animating. Yeah. If you have an iPad, then definitely get Procreate. It's worth your money. For sure. It's a one-time purchase and you've got a drawing program that a lot of people who are professional use. I'm not talking about myself because I don't do this professionally, but people who like illustrate books and goodness knows what, they all do it on Procreate. Well, not all of them, but a lot of people do it on Procreate. It's a very easy to learn tool, but it's also very it's got so many features that you don't kind of like run out of what you need. You've got all that you need basically. I've been using Procreate for coming up to 5 years, 4.5 years now. Half the time that I've been drawing, I've been drawing on Procreate because I started drawing digitally in 2014 and I got an iPad at the end of 2019. That's when I started drawing in Procreate. Man! Gosh! That time has gone by so quickly. I feel like I spent forever on like digital programs with my digital drawing tablet. But no, not that much. Almost equals to how much we have now. Now the dragon stands out a lot more. Screenshot where the art pieces. I don't get, like, it's not my job. That's what I'm saying. Like, professional is a relative term, but for me, professional is when you earn a living from it, and I don't earn a living from this. I'm saying like people who illustrate books in bookstores, like children's books in bookstores and that kind of thing. Graphic novels. I know of people who've drawn comics with Procreate. And all that jazz. I shall hydrate. Thank you, Happy. Right, how are we feeling about this dragon? Posture check? Oh man, I've been gremlining. I gotta sit up straight, really? The gremliest gremlin in the world. Obviously we can make the dragon stand out even more by colouring in the line art, and I'll do that at the end. I mean, in theory we could make the dragon stand out quite substantially against the background if we just coloured in all the line art like that. But, was I rooting for someone in Secret Life? I thought Gem was gonna win. Just because it's Gem. I don't know if I was rooting for her, because I've always been rooting for Martin to win, but then Martin won Limited Life, and now I've kind of been like, well, I don't know who I want to win. I'd like to see a Joel or an Ether win, but I was thinking Gem was viably probably going to win Secret Life. Gem on so many hearts and PvP. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think it was just Grian's TNT shot on them, right? It was Grian taking down half of their hearts of the entire team. What are we thinking? I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what to think. But he created the head cannon that Pearl trips over her shoelaces to her death. So like, just like Jimmy. Just like Jimmy in Limited Life. Now you see, intuitively I'm thinking this is way too many highlights. Right? It's basically a glowing dragon. And it's washing out a lot of the colour. Well, there isn't that much colour. There are two different colours of the dragon, but still. It's kind of bleeding those colours into one colour. But at the same time, I also don't want it to be kind of lost in the background. And that's what this is not doing. A short scene in the Discord. Awesome that people liked it, my dude. I love that we kind of got like people tripping to their deaths. I don't know how I'm going to depict it because I haven't planned that out yet. I'm going to be honest. Legs and belly blend together too much. The back legs or the front legs? The unshaded Jimmy is throwing you off. Tell you what we can do. We're going to ignore the unshaded Jimmy for now. No unshaded Jimmy. Unshaded Jimmy does not exist. Back ones? I see that. What unshaded Jimmy? There never was any unshaded Jimmy here. I see what you're saying, my dude. With the back legs, the hind legs. There is no unshaded Jimmy in passing, say. Oh. But I'm just on a yep. Oh, love that. There is no unshaded Jimmy in passing, say. Oh, that's great. If we're going tummy, I think we maybe have like highlight lines just to make it definitely less. I don't know. Don't know what you were talking about. No unshaded Jimmy's here. Yeah, nah, they're gone. You know what, guys? I just realized I could have done this way easier. Instead of making an entire black square, I could have just deactivated his layers. I could have just done that instead of the whole elaborate black square. Nah. Unshaded Jimmy isn't real. Unshaded Jimmy can't hurt you. Any good and not creepy life series fanfics to recommend apart from Yamf? And the you're looking for more. And not creepy. I haven't really been on AO3 a lot recently. I'm going to be honest, I feel very out of the loop. Now the elaborate black square was 100%. Yeah, we need to keep the elaborate black square. My brain just sometimes works like this, where the simplest answers do not exist. I'm wondering. Maybe I kind of go for a more tealy highlight on the belly area to kind of distinguish that from the rest. That might be the play. Really cool How to Train Your Dragon AU. Ooh. That sounds cool. You're gonna have to say what it's called because you can't share the links in here. You're gonna have to say its name and maybe the author so people can find it. Without weird shipping. It's difficult to find AO3 stuff without shipping. Or that. Whispers also works. I wonder if I just want to add like this more bluish highlight to the bluer areas to kind of make them look more bluish. I think that might be their play. That might be how we do it. Didn't the Aragon? That's someone different. I'm wondering, like, Sticks and Stones? Copy. Add open AO3, don't mind me. I love How to Train Your Dragon. Doesn't sound so innocent? Yeah, fair. I gotta log in. Hello, please log in for me. I'm just gonna search that. Boop. No results. Oh well. I'll figure it out. Many limited life groupings. Ooh. Maybe I'll save it later. Anyway. What do we think of the dragon? What do we think of the dragon? There's still not a lot of, like, if we reactivate this layer, there's not a huge amount of distinction between dragon and background. What if? Let's just get rid of Jimmy here quickly. I need the whole picture. What if we do this? No, that makes me feel like I'm falling. Comfort chair. Limited life, the comfort chair. Love that. I think like Rancher's fix is still my comfort fix. There's a vampire one going around at the moment called Teeth. Bye. Who's it by? Gotta open a new tab. By Yellowfang 42. So teeth as in bite teeth. Nung. I don't know why I just made a biting sound to the microphone. That's so weird. But that's kind of like where Tango's a vampire and he's helping Jimmy with some vampire antics. And I don't think there's no shipping in it, which I always like. That's the current cool one that's currently being. That's what I've had on my radar recently. Jimmy's being consumed by the breath. Yeah, this is after he dies. Dragon's still breathing on him. Fully rustled. 100%. All the rustlage has happened. I think I need some even more stronger highlights, I'm gonna be honest. Like especially like on the edges. Just to hold it separate from the rest. Maybe I'll add some like almost white highlights to the breath itself to make it look like more or feel more like it's supposed to. I don't know. How do I make the shape of the dragon look shapy? Scarlet Pearl has special place in your heart. Definitely. I'm a rancher's girl. I love myself the wholesome ranchersness. As you could probably have been able to tell with your embers at my fingertips and your light in my eyes. Hawk and I love ourselves some ranchers. badgers. Hmm. Now that just looks like kids in monobrow. That was something you loved with Yam. No shipping other than what was part of the roleplay, but still lovely platonic feels. Yes! We love the platonic friendships out there. There's a lot of shipping out there, and it can make me uncomfortable. Like, if it's not like the main part of the plot and other stuff is that is happening is also really interesting, then I do still watch. Then I do still read like shipping fics. But if I will prefer a platonic fic over a shipping fic any day. There needs to be more just really good friendships in media. Don't you guys agree? I think that's why I really like the Life series, is they're all like just really good friends hanging out. If you want to like look at it from a storytelling perspective, and there's different groups of friendships every time, and it's all just friendship dynamics, unless you have, you know, obviously Joel and Lizzie, or you have the Boat Boys, or Impulse and B-dubs kind of pretending that they're married. There's kind of like, as an asexual, I appreciate the lack of suffocating romance. How about that? Hi, Zefsty. That is something that I do enjoy. Respect shipping, but when people ship IRL people who are friends, find it a bit uncomfy. I have been able to, in the years of I've been reading these kind of fics, kind of separate the characters from the content creators. And I think that's what most people do. They see the content creators as kind of actors of characters. I know there's like a far less of a difference because they're not playing a role, they're just being themselves. But I think that's what people kind of do, is they separate the content creators from the characters. And the characters are like the role that they play. So it's not the same. I think that's kind of how people see it, and I get that perspective. It's not my main source of readage. Just finished some Clock Do art. Let's go. Clock Do, that's B-dubs and Impulse, I'm assuming, right? It's not a duo name I've heard before, but it makes sense for those two. Although you did read one super cute romantic one, even had to borrow some writing techniques and quotes from it. The romantic part was only at the end, think, before they died. Oh gosh, it was so good. Oh, before they died. No, Romeo and Juliet kind of thing. Tragedy. Platonic wholesomeness that draws with you. Yeah. I don't judge people who do it. I just don't need to like it as much, you know. Angst is your best friend. We love angst. I'm trying to make this dragon highlighted. Tell you what, I am going to insert the dragon from the previous frame. I'm just going to screenshot this. And insert it into the other drawing. Just so that I have a reference, because I feel like I'm going way too highlighted on this one. Insert photo. Insert that photo. And let's move that to the top. Since it is our reference. There we go. Ah, now you see. You see. This dragon is far more saturated than this one. Which I definitely want to have. And slightly more pink. That's too pink. Too much pink. How about that? That kind of echoes what we have down below, right? That's not bad. Oh, Twitch. Oh, I'm sorry. There's two dragons. No, the two dragons. I'm gonna alpha lock. It's already alpha locked. I'm gonna grab the purple from here and kind of just sprinkle it on the wings. Because I do like that. Maybe I need to make this kind of more pinkish. There's definitely a lot. like darker shading for this dragon. I don't know. Maybe I should add some shading parts. Let's get rid of this reference. I think I'll just add the shading parts on this layer, because why not? Get the darkest part of the dragon and make it darker. Even darker. It's not that much dark, but it's fine. So where we had shading is right behind where the light would be. Just some dark parts to add some dynamics. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. The made-up character who's gorgeously done. The unnecessary death of girls made your heart bleed. Oh. There have been some fan fictions that have made me cry. I will say. I will say. That is not something that I am ashamed to admit. I think I'm happy with the dragon. I think that's a sufficient amount. Maybe I will kind of erase some parts further back, so it's like not as close to the dragon breath as otherwise. But I'm otherwise happy with the shading. I am going to not do the line art coloring just yet. I now want to shade Jimmy. I know. Yep. Your heart bleeds and you want to punch and scream and whine and sulk. That's what you call good writing. Fair. I tell you what, guys. I tell you what. And I'm sorry to... I'm actually legitimately going to do this. I'm going to pretend there's no Jimmy. There's no Jimmy here, guys. I'm feeling my energy go. It's been a hot minute since I've streamed, so I'm not used to going for too long. I am gonna, I think, leave it there for today. I think we've done some really good progress, especially with the dragon's breath and kind of designing the dragon's breath. I really like that. I'm gonna finish this off. I'm gonna finish this up off stream. We're just legitimately gonna ignore that Jimmy's there. But yeah, I'm realizing where I'm like, oh, I still gotta shade Jimmy. Man, I'm tired. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna just say like, look, I'm getting tired, and that's just what we do. So in that case, what we do in these kind of situations is we just, give me a second. I'm gonna have a look, check if there's any spoilerage in this frame. I don't think there is. Only slight spoilerage, it's fine. Tiny bit of spoilerage. Yeah, no, it's fine. What we're going to do is we are going to watch the replay video of what we got so far. While we say bye. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you for being patient with me. And like, as I have taken a break from Twitch, I do wish to return. Probably not to multiple streams a week, but I'm planning first and foremost of doing one stream a week. I can already say that next stream is not going to be next Thursday because I am moving out again. I'm doing house sitting again, cat sitting, some friends, and I'm going to be there for the next 6 months. So yeah, I got to figure out audio situations there for streaming. It's the same place where we have the weird audio situation. We'll figure it out. But maybe you'll have the stream Friday there. Otherwise, Sunday. But I will do my best to give you guys one stream a week. It's probably far more reasonable from my perspective of things. You might get more than one a week, but I'm doing my best to give you guys one stream a week where we're working on the animatic, or we're doing Vault Hunters, or maybe playing a different game, that kind of thing. Similar starting time, always a similar starting time. I mainly start, unless it's like a really weird time where I'm like, hey, where I say to my brother, let's play some Vault Hunters at midday. But usually I start streaming at 6 p.m. CET, 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. CET, or 7 p.m. CET. But like usually 6 p.m. CET. yes, I am making sure taking care of myself. I'm taking things slowly, taking things easy, in times that are currently there. But yes, that is the usual streaming times. Central European time is at those times. But yeah, that's I'm doing my best to do some art. Stretch, thank you, I stretch. I'm doing my best to do some art in between, but there's just a lot. Life is happening, guys. So much life. Life is life. Na 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 na. Yeah. Hydrate, I will hydrate. But yeah. If you want to be notified every time you hear me, every time I go live. Hiya, Blue Ice Cream. Welcome, my dude. Thank you for following. But Mango, is that a like German speaking area only song? Will English people know that, or I feel like that is like a German culture thing, or maybe other people do. I don't know. That was like a primary school thing. Anyway, hi Blue Ice Cream. You're joining us just as we're finishing up. If you guys want to be notified when I do start a stream, make sure to click that little notification bell. Or it is an English song, I know, but I feel like it was more there in the German spheres. But anyway. I also ping the Discord whenever I'm live. So if you want to be part of our Discord, then yeah. Yeah, interesting to see how it looks at the beginning of the stream versus how it looks now. That is true. We ignore Jimmy's existence. Yeah, I do love to see all the progress that we make on these kind of things. Just join the Discord, let's go. So you can get notified whenever I stream. But that's what we got so far. I haven't quite finished this frame, but I will finish it off stream, and as soon as I finish it, I will post it, share it in the Discord. So yeah, keep an eye out there. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I appreciate you guys being here, and like I said, bearing with me. I'm going to try and give you guys one stream a week now, from now on. But I think, is that all I have to say? I think it is. I'm working on the animatic. I'm doing progress. I'm also working on the next animatic. I have, like, because I'm separating Secret Life into 2 animatics because it was so long. I've also been doing work on that animatic, and I've been enjoying work on that. That's like kind of thing where I'm like, oh, I don't fancy working on the Feed a Machine animatic anymore. I'm going to work on this one because it somehow has become my escape, even though I'm drawing the same kind of things. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I am going to plonk you on this stream, on this screen. But yeah, there's a lot happening in life, and thank you for bearing with me. I will do my best to kind of give you art every now and again. Yeah. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I had a good time. I hope you did as well. Thanks for giving your creative input on the art, because it would never be as good as it is without you guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you hanging around. I know this animatic's taken a long time to make, but that's just the way that it is. Anyway, that's all that I have to say. Thank you so much for hanging out again. But all that is left for me to do is to send you off into the void that is the internet. Goodbye, guys.